What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? All right, it looks like we're good. I have my AC on in the background and I can hear it really loud, and I just wanted to make sure it doesn't sound like you guys can hear it. If you can hear it and it's too unbearable, let me know. As of right now, though, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna leave that on. Excuse me. What is going on, Brian Frosting, Joe Buttslasher, Tiny Tacos, Yeehaw, Yeehaw, Unforced Ego, Quark, and JC Pliskin. How we doing, man? How we doing? How we doing, men? Only men allowed. All right. How we doing though? How we doing? Um, just reading the chat here real quick. Tiny Taco says, "Jet just threw your boxing gloves out. It's in the dumpster now." That would suck, but also I literally just bought a new pair of gloves yesterday, specifically because I can't get like one. Those gloves smell. Not that all boxing gloves don't smell, right? But like they smell, and I'm having a hard time getting all the wood chips out from when we did the hamster cage in the cell. So that was like, you know, that was annoying. So I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna cut my losses and get new gloves. So I see. I have this thing where I don't like throwing stuff out. I don't like getting rid of stuff. So it would have been nice if I could have got back there and grabbed them. Um, but if they got thrown out, all right, whatever. They got thrown out. Who cares? It's not some huge deal. What I would be a little bit more upset about though is if my pads got thrown out. They were cheap, but also again, I don't like throwing stuff out. And knowing that those pads were like perfectly fine, I just happened to leave them there one night by mistake, and since then I haven't been able to get in to grab them. That would kind of tick me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I might be a little bit upset about that, but again, it was like $40 for those pads. It was like nothing. Bought them fucking 2020. I was actually afraid they might have had COVID because they came from China during the COVID thing, and I was like, oh man, maybe I should just let those sit for a couple days, maybe a week or two. I remember that. Yeah, so it is what it is. Oh well. Um, Geez, I almost read my own stuff in the chat. By the way, if you guys could like and share this, I would really appreciate it. In fact, I'm just realizing I did not do any sort of sharing anywhere at all. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take a minute to do that real quick. Just give me un momento, por favor. I'm gonna type up a thing, some stuff, you know. Um, Here we go. Um, Sorry, sorry. One sec. All right, now I just gotta copy and paste that 400 fucking times. There we go. One moment. One moment. Yeah, there. I have to make the rounds and hit all the Discord servers that I usually will do this shit in. It'll be like another 2 seconds. I apologize. I apologize. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm fucking sorry, dude. I didn't mean it, bro. Uh, this was like a my buddy just sent me a message too that I'm curious about. I'll have to check that out in the meantime. Yeah, right there. Fuck it. I'll do here. And yeah, yeah, I guess I should do the I guess I should do uh there we go. Oh yeah, yeah, shoot. My bad. This is the whole stream. I'm just gonna check out my buddy's stuff. Um Hold on one sec. 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 That's weird. I could have swore a buddy of mine just sent me a message. Maybe he posted it in a different thing. But anyway, anyway, How are we doing today, everybody? What's going on, Fish Tank? I hope you're doing all right, man. Thank you so much for the, dude. I'll be honest with you, Fish Tank. I don't know if you're still here. A lot of the stuff that I put in the chat, I'm specifically just putting in there to see if it ends up in your edits and stuff like that. You're a lot of the reason why I jump in the chat. Even if I watch, I'm usually not up until you started doing the chat log thing. I was like, oh yeah, I'll watch, but I don't need to be talking in the chat all the time. Plus, it usually goes so fast, it's like I can't even read anything anyway. So what's the point? But like your stuff has made me. In addition to that, I also like fucking with people too in the chat. It is fun. I like the shit talk, but a lot of the reason is I want to see like what ridiculous stuff I said is gonna end up in those edits. So thank you for that, man. Thank you. Man gang says Black Pill Buddy. Of course. Of course. Smart Moron says I want Haley to win. I think you're just smart, bro. I don't think there's anything moronic about you. You know? I think that's the winning take. I think that's the winning take right there. Yeah, I mean, I want Haley to win. I talked about that a little bit. I talk a little bit about that in last night's stream. And yeah, I mean, like, I feel really bad about the Haley thing, especially because of the fighting yesterday, where like she got ambushed and then she starts swinging, which like is the correct thing to do. Like I don't care that it's a long time viewer of mine. I don't know if you're watching right now, dude. Like no hard feelings at all. You have your opinion and I have mine, right? I tried to respond to his comment on my shit, but unfortunately YouTube auto filtered the comment, even though I didn't say any swears, I didn't say anything crazy. But I basically said, if somebody throws spaghetti at me, I'm going to leave a dent in their head. That's basically what I typed out word for word, right? If somebody throws food at me, I'm not, like, there has to be a reason for me to not go at them in some way. I'm not just going to allow somebody to disrespect me and then keep on escalating too, is the thing. Because that's the other thing. That's the reason I really am not a big fan of Shotty, is because like she does that weird little baby voice thing, and it's really fake. But then in addition to that, like she sits there, she starts trouble. They start wrestling around. Ben or whoever separates them, and instead of keeping them separated, like that's what happened yesterday. Ben separated them after Haley started throwing punches. And then he let Haley, fuck, I'm fucking up in the game right now. But Ben separated them after Haley started throwing punches, and fucking then he let Shotty go over and continue to harass her physically and verbally. Like it's content. I'm not sure if Ben was content minded in making that decision. But also, like, that's the story of Shotty, which is why I'm not a fan of hers, and I would rather see Haley win. I feel like I partially also created the Haley dogpile, which, like, because of that, I'm like, oh, man, I feel bad about that, So it's kind of a combination of things where it's like, I don't like seeing people be dogpiled like that. Even if they've done something, like, fucked up, it's like, well, I mean... Did they I won't even say it out loud. Most of the time, I don't think there's a reason to dogpile someone in the way that she's been dogpiled, But, like, she's getting dogpiled. So that right there, it's like protective instincts, Whether it's a guy or a girl, in my head, I kind of, like, something just tells me, like, that's not cool, man. I don't like that. Even if I kind of can see why they're doing it, I don't like that. So... I have that instinct to be like, hey, knock it off, leave them alone, right? But then in addition to that, I also feel like I contributed to it, right? And then on top of that, it's like there's a lot of people who they just hate Haley. It's not even that they like Shotty. And they're sitting here talking about like, oh, but she's always throwing food, she's always throwing punches, and it's like, well, yeah, because Shotty throws the food, Shotty throws the punches first, because Shotty is doing two things. One, she's a big bitch, and she knows that a lot of people would be threatened by her, so they wouldn't actually try and swing on her. Haley will, right? But then in addition to that, she's also trying to play a game where it's like, oh, teehee, the rules say you're not allowed to hit. oh, I threw food on you. I did this to you. After you said, hey, enough, I fucking got really close to you and I started talking in my baby voice and I started purposefully trying to fuck with you. And that's why Haley has not been kicked off. Like, if it was any other situation, I think Haley probably would have been kicked off. If Shoddy was like, you're a fucking southern bitch or whatever, I don't know. Fucking, I don't know what Shoddy could say to Haley to piss her off that much. But, like, if Shoddy was just like, you're a bitch, and Haley started swinging on her, I think she probably would have been kicked off. But it's never just that. And that's kind of the point that I've been trying to make this entire time about why I do support Haley over Shoddy overall. It's not just for the bit. It's not just because, like, tee hee, oh man, scaly, oh, like, it's not just that. It's like genuinely, like, there's playing the game, and then there's what Shoddy does, which is she takes it to a level that's just like cringe, like Scott Pilgrim said. It's fucking cringe, you know? And Neon said it's not even throwing food, it's like punching her in the head while throwing food. I don't get why people play those dumb rules. Well, you see, Neon, people like you and I, we're realistic about what things mean, you know? I'm not gonna wait for someone to pull a knife on me before I start fighting. Like, the second they're like, I'm gonna fucking kill you and reach into their pocket, it's like, alright, I'd say the fight's commenced. I'm not gonna wait for this guy to pull his hand out of his pocket to see whether he really has a knife or a gun, or if he was just joking around.
They would have dogpiled Haley whether you were there or not. She was too different and too active, she was the natural dogpile target. She was the main threat and it was obvious. JJ.
I'll read that again because when it comes to the there's always like the first TTS of the day I always screw up, right?
An ironic shoddy charter here, but they would have dogpiled Haley whether you were there or not. She was too different and too active, she was the natural dogpile target. She was the main threat and it was obvious. JJ.
Yeah, I gotta get my shit together with this streaming thing. I keep telling myself I'm gonna do restream. I actually set up restream, but I haven't like finished it completely. And then I also got to figure out why it doubles up on the thing. But in that case, it actually worked out very well. Thank you very much, Unforced Ego, for the $101. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, dude. That's a lot of money to be giving somebody, dude. Like, thank you so much for that. It's like I always say when somebody gives me money, it's like, what can I do other than just say thank you? You know, if you want butthole pics, just hit me up, I guess. But like, it's thank you, man. Thank you so much. But yeah, I can see what you're saying with that too, right? But the fact of the matter is, I was there, and I did do something. Excuse me, that gave them ammunition, right? And I think that it goes beyond them just playing the game too. Like, they were really weird about the way that they were going at her. It's not just that they were teasing and stuff like that. It's like it was Abby and or Shoddy who were both like, dude, like, that made us so uncomfortable. That made us so uncomfortable. And it's like, what about that made you uncomfortable? Did we fuck in front of you? Did we like go in the corner and we're like, hey, everybody turn around. Like, no, we didn't. We went into the bathroom. Nothing even happened in the bathroom, right? But like what's it your business in the first place? You know? It was just weird. It was just really fucking weird how personally they took it. It wasn't just that they were like, oh, you fucking bitch, you fucked in the bathroom. It was like, we are uncomfortable. We don't like that. That's bad what you did. We are uncomfortable. And it's like, no, you're not. And if you are, why? It's none of your fucking business, you know? But like going back to what Unforced Ego said, yeah, I can see that, right? But the bottom line is, I was there and I did give them ammunition to kind of single her out. And I mean, Haley did too, right? Haley did bring it upon herself in some ways. I'm not saying that justifies people throwing food at her and like Neon was saying, like fucking practically punching her in the face with food, you know? It's like I was saying though, Neon. Like a lot of the world is fucked up. Um, like you've told me a little bit about yourself. In the DMs and between the dick pics that we send each other. But like we're not unfamiliar with hand to hand combat. We're not unfamiliar with like MMA and boxing and like self defense and stuff like that. And because of this, like fucking we're not going to sit there and see someone throw food and be like, "Oh, okay, that's okay. That's okay." No. The second someone aggresses upon me in any way, including with words, if they're like, "I'm going to kick your ass," if they get close enough to me, I'm not going to care whether they meant it or not. If I took it serious, if I actually think they might really be going for it, I'm gonna try to do something about it. It's just the way that it is. And what it is a lot of people are just like shitheads. There's a lot of shitheads out there who either A, like they don't know what violence really is. They think they do, but they don't. Or B, they just have like they have a bias against Haley, and because of that, they're like, oh, but she keeps throwing punches, and it's like, well, yeah, Shotty is unlikable. Shotty is the type. Shotty is juvenile. She reminds me of like a 12, 13-year-old kid. I remember growing up in the neighborhood with people like Shotty, where it's like some kid tries to test you, and you're like, if you touch me, I'm gonna kick your ass. And what do? They're like, I touched you. And it's like, oh, okay, so what you're doing is you're touching me to cross the line, but if I kick your ass, you're going to be like, dude, I didn't do anything. I mean, I touched you, but it's not like I started hitting you. Like, that kid. The kid who's like, when you're over at his house, it's, oh, it's my house, so I get to play video games first. I get to play the first round of Call of Duty, But when when they're at your house, it's, oh, I'm the guest. I get to play the first round of Call of Duty. Like that's shoddy. And that's why I really like I don't hate her or anything like that. I don't hate her guts. Like I want to be there for the finale if I can. It's kind of up in the air right now. I'm not going to be like on camera if I am. I'm going to be, backstage just chilling. Like I want to say bye to her. I want to hang out with her and stuff like that. But overall, like what I saw on the tank makes me like sort of not like her in the way that I probably could have, if that makes sense, right? And it's because it feels like I'm back in the old neighborhood with like that punk kid that keeps ratcheting up the aggression until you end up knocking him out. And then he's like, "Whoa!" And he runs to his mom. And then his mom calls your mom and your mom's yelling at you. And it's like, well, he's a fucking pussy. What do you want? That's almost what it feels like. Especially when I'm sitting here and there's like shoddy fans, right? Who are in this chat, who aren't as cool as Unforced Ego, by the way. No, Unforced Ego, I know you've been here for like years at this point. I'm pretty sure you've been here for a while. Again, thank you so much. But like when there's people who are genuinely like, dude, fucking Haley sucks. Oh, they're like really, really upset about it. It feels like I'm Haley's dad. And Shotty's dad is calling me to be like, yo, Haley hit Shotty. You got to do something about this. It's like, well, I was watching, bro. I don't know what you want me to do. She didn't do anything wrong. In fact, she did the right thing, objectively. If somebody throws food at me, especially if they do it in that manner, like, it's game on, Yeah, Shotty is a pro-victim, Scott Pilgrim. Shotty is a pro-victim, for sure. Does she piss loud? Are you talking about Shotty? I don't know. I don't listen to any of them taking pisses or anything like that. I liked Pearl's whole "thanks for not being fat" bit. I don't know if I saw that. I may have been in the tank or I may have not been watching the tank when she did that. Oh, excuse me. I've been here for a while as well. OG Scott viewers, rise up. You have been here for a while, Flota. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I've hated her since season 1. Hated who? Letty? Who? I would assume you're talking about Letty if you're talking about a girl that you hate. Like I said, I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to continue talking about Letty and stuff like that. There's no reason to do that. I hope everything at home with her is all right. I hope she's all good. I wouldn't wish anything bad on her like that. Is 28 too late to start kickboxing? No, sir, it is not. There is no age that is too old or too late to start any kind of martial art. You 110,000% should if you can. Um, Alan Powell, the real AP. Trish and Brian also said nothing happened in the bathroom. Well, oh man, I'm trying to. Oh yeah. No, I remember the timeline with Trish and Brian. They went into the closet and Cole cock blocked, which was like perfect because he walks in the room and he's like, "What's going on in there? What's that noise? Is there anything going on in there? What's happening?" And Brian's just like, "Don't come in here." That was so funny. But yeah, and then the bathroom thing was a different thing. The bathroom thing was different. I forgot about that. Um, you're conflating a situation where food is thrown at you outside of the fish tank versus a situation where it's thrown at you on a television show. Well, you see, that's the thing, is that nobody should be throwing food in the first place. And Shoddy, literally from day one, has been the one who's throwing all the food. She hit Haley in the eyes with carbonated alcohol. That's not good. You shouldn't be getting that shit in your eyes. And again, Shoddy does it because she is big and she thinks somebody won't start throwing at her. And she figured out that's not true. And even when she started swinging back, it's like, all right, I watched it back. I think she landed like 2 punches, maybe 3 out of the like 5 or 6 that she threw. They didn't seem to do much damage. And in addition to that, she also got her hair pulled out. Like, Shoddy hasn't looked very good in any of these fights, if I'm being honest with you. Even that first one where it was just a hair pulling match, like she threw a punch, it missed. Other than that, she basically ended up on bottom with Haley holding her down. Like, if you look at this objectively, I know I've been like simping for Haley this whole time. That's mostly a joke. Even though, like I said, I'm getting Stockholm syndrome here. I do like feel bad for her, but like even outside of that, it's like, no, like Haley looks really good in these exchanges. Shoddy looks really bad in these exchanges. Even Dunye walked in and was like, "Yeah, you got to be on guard because your hair is on display." Like Dunye knew. He knows. Like, hey, like even if you landed a couple of punches, she's literally got a lock of your hair that she's showing off to everybody right now. That's not a good look for you. You better be careful because you don't want that to keep happening to you. And that's the thing, is it kept happening to her. She got hammer fisted. She got fisted. She got fisted is what she did. She got hammer fisted multiple times after she fucking lost a brief grappling exchange. Not that they really like know what they're doing, but again, like we're just talking objectively based off of who looked better in the fight. She landed a couple of blows that didn't really do the damage that she was hoping for, and she got hair ripped out of her head. Like, that looks really bad for her. That looks really fucking bad for her. She's gotten by on threats and her size. Yes, exactly. Like that's basically what it is, you know. Yeehaw. Haley did throw food though. She threw her whole plate of rice and beans and caused all of the balls to be cleaned and replaced. I mean, look, I'm not saying that Haley has never done anything that she should not have done. Like when she threw that smack when I was in the room a few days ago, that wasn't cool. She shouldn't have done that. Like it was wrestling for the roses is part of the game. I understand she was upset because she was taking pity on Shoddy, and Shoddy, like a piece of shit, that's like a piece of shit move, even if you are playing the game. She decided she would take advantage of that and steal flowers when fucking Haley was taking pity and getting ready to fucking like give her flowers, right? I understand why she was upset, but that didn't beget her taking a swing. And again, just like I said yesterday, she definitely did that because I was in the room and she knew she could get one off before I separated them both, you know? Fucking Neon says throwing food is not mashing your fist into someone's face while food is in your hand. Exactly. Imagine fucking where's some food? Fucking I take this wrapper here. Oh, dude, all I did was throw some fucking food, dude. That's all I did. That's all I fucking did, bro. That's it. That's all I did, dude. You know, it's just fucking crazy. Your one black friend, Scott just likes an underdog. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Yeah, I do. I do like an underdog. I liked John right from the get-go. I was like really big on John from the get-go. Um, then John got eliminated / left. I forget. I forget what happened with John in season 1, honestly. Fucking. And then I'm pretty sure I switched to Sylvia, and then I switched to Josie because I had that thing where I was like hitting on Sylvia. This is where the Scott creep thing originates from. Was season 1 when in the basement they told me, Sam told me I should hit on Letty, Jet told me I should hit on Sylvia. I got more of a response from Sylvia, so I started hitting on Sylvia more. You'll if you watch certain things back, you'll notice that there were times where like I'd run over to Letty and I'd be like, Letty, bye. You know, like there were times where I did that. Like I ended up when John got eliminated, I switched to Team Sylvia, but then she started flirting with Frank, so I pretended to be like upset about that. And I switched to Josie, you know. But that's where the me creeping on the girls bit comes from, is like that. And I decided I'd bring that into season 2. I was like acting weird to Trish a little bit during season 2. Season 2.5, there wasn't really opportunity for that necessarily, but like there were a couple of jokes I made with Tay, you know. We were all hanging around talking about infield dating stuff, cold approach and stuff like that. And Haley just happened to walk over, so I hit her with a cold approach just to be cheeky. And then of course this season, if you can call it a season, bitch tank. We all know what happened. You know, we all know what happened. Holy shit, Alan Powell in the chat, kind of fire. Not gonna lie, thought it was tripping. Need a new road trip to Big Bear. Alan Powell, the real AP. They should make them eat 10 hot dogs as punishment anytime they throw food. Yeah. They should make Haley veggie dogs though, because she is a vegetarian, and it should be like legit, like not even taking that as a joke, Mr. Powell. Not even taking that as a joke or anything like that. Like what's it called? They should make her eat veggie dogs. Not that it matters. It's gonna end in the next day or two, right? But like they should make them eat like a ridiculous amount of like whatever. Be like, oh, you're gonna waste food, huh? Here you go, 10 hot dogs. Eat them. We're not gonna leave until you eat them. If you gotta vomit, that's fine. That's all right. But you're gonna eat all 10 of those hot dogs. They're all gonna go into your stomach, whether they come back out or if they come back out the bottom way. Either one. You know, that would actually be a pretty good punishment. I remember everyone said you were in a relationship with Sylvia. Yeah, and I said I was in a relationship with Sylvia. She got kicked off. Fucking, you know, she and I started talking a little bit. That's how me and Sylvia became friends, was the whole hitting on each other thing. And then when she got kicked off, you know, we DM'd each other, and we also saw each other at the what's it called? The thing with the stuff. The World Peace 2 shoot. You know, that was really cool. But yeah, I said when I came in the next time, like, oh yeah, Sylvia says hi, and they were all like, oh hey, how's she doing? And I was like, good, we're in a relationship now, we're dating now. And that's kind of where that started, you know. Haley's been locked up in the cell like some crazy folk. Yeah, she really has. It's kind of crazy, you know. It's kind of crazy that she's just chilling in there. I wish I could get back in there. I want to get back in there so bad, but these next couple of days, it's probably just not going to work out, you know? Because, like, she doesn't have any friends in there. The closest thing she has to a friend is probably Dunye, but Dunye's playing all sides just because why not? You know, he's an agent of chaos. And Greg is just Greg. He's just chilling, doing his thing. He's not really there trying to be buds with anybody. He's just in there because, you know, Greg by himself is content, you know? So yeah, you know. Neon says he's lying. Me and Scott been creeping on bitches for 10 years. Dude, you weren't supposed to tell people that, bro. You weren't supposed to tell people that. Sylvia was a great contestant. I don't know why people still hate her. Do people still hate her? I would assume it's probably people who just like John, you know? That's something I'm not really a big fan of. I don't like when John is trying to fuck with her on Twitter. You know, whenever I see that, I try and tell him not like to knock it off, you know. I tell him not to knock it off. No, I try to make sure I tell him to knock it off, but also like, you know, fucking he's gonna do his thing. It is what it is. I feel bad for Haley that Jacob and Claire and shoddy dogpiling her reminds me of schoolyard shit. Yes, that's exactly how I feel about it. And like, especially seeing Jacob do it, it's like, man, like, come on, Jacob. Like, I get it. You kind of have a dog in the fight. You like Claire, not like Claire, but you know, you think Claire is cool. You're closer with her. You think Shoddy's all right. You're closer with her. But like, I feel like when a guy gets involved with it specifically, it's like, bro, come on, man. What are you doing? Like, did you have to also throw the fucking noodles? Did you also have to try and noodle her? Like, what's the problem, dude? Why are you doing that, man? You know? Is Greg that much of a simp for Claire, or does he really not like Haley? I don't know if he's a simp for anybody. I just think that he's chilling with whoever's chilling with him. And he doesn't really have that much of a preference. And even if he does have a preference, like, Greg's not the type of guy who's going to, like, start shit with people. Even if he doesn't like you, you know? He can be around you. You know, I just think that Haley has been cooped up in that room all day, and there really isn't anything for Greg to do in that room, so he just hasn't been in there. And then Shoddy and Claire, because they're in the cell with Greg, she's like, oh, I don't want to go in there because, you know, I don't want fights to erupt and things like that, you know? Can you get a I Heart Haley t-shirt with jorts and smoking a cig and say, hey, baby, you miss me? Dude, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy as hell, dude. I would love that. That rocked because he missed so bad. Yeah, they really did, you know? You guys are so biased. Haley starts all the fights. She doesn't start the fights. Like there's I'm going to move on from this topic because we have other things. We will check in on the tank, obviously. We will check in on the tank. I want to go over the fight versus Greg again, right? Because I realized yesterday I wanted to review the fight because I wanted to help Greg with his what's it called? His technique, right? And I didn't get to do that because I kind of got caught up in what was going on, and then I also got distracted by something. So I kind of fucked up the review yesterday, right? And because of that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take another look at that. In addition to that, we also have a cult we're going to check out. We might be joining a cult tonight. That wasn't a clickbait article. What the fuck? That wasn't a clickbait thing. That was not clickbait. That was not clickbait. Just explain why sometimes Haley reacts to throwing food by throwing food and other times by throwing hands, do you mean? You know? Throwing fists. Well, I mean, I would assume it all depends on what was going on before and after that. You know, it's like I said, like yesterday, like Haley gets food thrown at her. She starts trying to wrestle, and then she ends up getting hip tossed. Somehow she ends up on top, and she's like, all right, I guess we're really fucking throwing right now. I guess we're really fucking going, because I just got thrown around. I would assume that was going on in her head. So she started, you know, dropping the hammer fists and shit like that. Now, they ended up getting separated, and then she starts throwing punches again later because, again, Shoddy is knowingly trying to go over there to start shit. And, like, it's almost frustrating, right? And that's part of the reason why we're moving on is because, for one thing, how many times am I going to explain it? Like, that's stupid to sit here and continue talking about it. But it's like having to deal with cognitive dissonance. And I'm not saying that that's what's going on with you guys, right? I'm not trying to say like anything bad about anyone right now, but that's what it feels like is cognitive dissonance. It feels like people are like, well, I've already made up my mind on who I like and who I dislike. And because of that, I'm just going to say Haley's the bad guy just because. When it's like, no, like, you should not feel bad for Shoddy. At the very least, you don't have to like Haley. I'm not telling anyone they should like Haley, in fact, right? I like Haley for my own reasons, but you shouldn't feel bad for Shoddy. You should not feel like Shoddy is a victim. You should not look at Shoddy getting her ass beat multiple times by now and think, Oh, but that's not okay. That shouldn't have happened. It should have happened. It should have fucking happened almost every single time. Almost every single time. Almost. Because she's the type of person who will physically aggress upon you, but not actually start throwing punches at you, hoping that you start throwing punches at her. And then she's like, what? She's allowed to do that? She's allowed to do that? Like I said, production is not stupid. Jet and Ben are not stupid. They know what's going on, and that's why Haley has not been kicked. It's not just because she's in the final two. It's literally because this entire time, Shotty has been instigating in a way that if anybody denies, it's just like, oh, all right, you've made up your mind and you don't want to change it, so I'm not going to try and fucking talk about it, you know? Look at how Haley treats her husband. Yeah, like, take that out of the equation, though. Like, just look at the tank, right? I think Haley's, like, retarded for that, too. Obviously. Right, and you'll see that when I break the little joke that I'm doing with me simping over her and shit like that. I'm very quick to be like, geez, Haley's fucking being dumb right now. Geez, what the hell is Haley's problem? This, that, the other thing, right? But like, just speaking from what has gone on in the tank, it's really none of my business what's going on with her and her husband, right? I like that guy. He jumped in a Discord call or something like that. He started telling stories. Not even saying they're made up stories. I'm just saying he started telling stories. And it's like, hey, man, like, you know, whatever happens, I hope everything works out for you. I really wish nothing bad on you. And I'm sorry about what happened with the bathroom joke. If I had known she had a husband at that time, I wouldn't have done that with her, right? Because even if it is a joke, it's like, I don't think anyone wants to see that kind of thing, right? But take that out, and it's like, yeah, fuck it, you know? Anyway, maybe a future documentary you could make. Who would let... Yeah. We don't need to talk about that anymore. I think Neon's right, you know. I trust Neon. He knows how to wrangle the tism very well. You know, that's part of the reason he's a mod, you know. I will be looking for other mods at some point. It's going to be a necessity thing. It's not going to be like I want 5 mods just cuz, you know. This is a very low effort thing. So oh, fuck. I was sick for like a week. Ah. I Oh, man, oh man. I was sick for like a week. Not like horribly, horribly sick, but I was just sick enough. And the last couple of days I've been very good. I've been all right. But today I started coughing like a motherfucker, and I think it's because I gotta like cough up whatever was in my lungs, you know. I'm searching fish tanks. I'm searching fish tanks thing just to try and see if I can. Yes, here it is. 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 Okay, so now yesterday I tried to do this. I got distracted. One of the things that distracted me was people were saying that there's no sound on the video. I'm saying right now there was not supposed to be sound on the video because I was talking about the fight itself. And I can't, like, I don't want to just be screaming over like the sound of me and Greg fighting each other and stuff like that, right? There's no point to that, right? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take another look at this, and I'm going to actually try to make sure that I say things that are going to help Greg instead of just talking about what's going on, right? I'm going to be talking about the things he did good, some of the things he could start doing, some of the things that he did wrong, okay? That's what's going to happen. Excuse me. Claire and Cockroach Greg are with Haley right now. All right, we'll do this real quick. It's less than 2 minutes, you know, the fight. So we'll go ahead. We'll do this real quick, and then we'll tune in to the thing with the stuff. All right. So, with that said, let's go. So, if you didn't know, this is me. All right. Ignore that. Ignore this shit right here. All right. This is me, and this is Greg. I will pause on occasion as well, right? Just to show certain things. All right, it's going to start any second now. And yeah, here we go. All right. So at first I start going light and he tells me, "Nah, let's go for real." So I was like, "Oh, all right." So Greg's going low, right? There he ended up getting pieced up. He tried to go high, and one thing I want to say is when he throws his jab, he lets his hand come down here, right? As you can see, there's the jab. It came out, and then the hands down here. In addition to that, he turned away. You could kind of see. I'm pretty sure I tagged him a little bit, like just barely, right? We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna take a look, right? Yeah, so I kind of got him with the jab, but it like I just touched him with it mostly. He's kind of doing this thing where he's trying to throw a punch, but also keep his head away at the same time. You gotta. I used to do that too. You gotta kind of get over that fear of like when I throw, I'm gonna get hit. Like it's just the way that it is. And I know that like I'm a lot more experienced than Greg, so he probably felt a little bit more tentative, right? A little bit more cautious, but I'm just saying what needs to be said here, right? Another thing you can do as well, trying to make sure I don't run my dog over. He was sitting under my computer chair. Another thing you can do as well is move your head while you're throwing, right? If you're throwing a jab, this is my jab hand. I can throw, and you see how I'm moving my head just a little bit off center. If he did that, there's a chance he would have ended up slipping my jab, right? In addition to that, you can move and then throw your jab if you want to go the other way. It's a little bit weird to try and do that, right? But you can slip and then come with the jab, right? In addition to that, like I said, he doesn't want to bring his hand down here, right? It's even lower, but I'm just trying to illustrate. It's just something to keep an eye on. Hold on. So one thing he's doing pretty well, right? And I'm actually gonna go back a little bit, right? I don't want to pause all the time, but I saw this yesterday. I paused at just the right time, right? So this is what we already saw, and okay, nope, never mind. So he's going low and coming high, which is you see, there it is. Okay, so he's trying to go low with the jab. He's changing levels on the jab, actually doing what I said a second ago, right? And because of that, it pays off. You'll see, right? Right there. It ended up paying off. I came with sort of like a leading left hook, and he ended up ducking underneath it. Now, he has that same problem here, where his hand is down here, but he ended up hitting me with a jab. It slipped off, but, it is what it is. Just the fact that he was able to make that work for him is a really good thing. And then I forget if he does it now, but he's been going down to the body and coming up with that right hook, that overhand right. Yeah, he tried to go for it, and it didn't quite land. It's not a bad idea. The thing is, he's got to not telegraph. Like that right there, right? That right there. Bang. Huge telegraph. I was able to deflect it, right? What he should have did is he should have went like double jab. He should have faked, right? There's a bunch of things he could have and should have done, and like it's all easier said than done at the end of the day, right? I'm not trying to be like, oh, Greg, you fucking, what are you doing, right? But it's if instead of just coming with that overhand right, he had maybe stuck a jab behind it, stuck two jabs behind it. If he had like faked and then came with the overhand right, there's a chance that I wouldn't have seen that coming in the way that I did. So I don't think either of those landed. That looked like it landed, though. And it looked like he kind of caught me a little bit after that, too. So that was pretty good, See, right now, he's kind of coming in and he's flailing his arms right now. That wasn't a bad jab. I don't think it landed, though. You see, he's kind of back to flailing his arms. I think he started getting hit a little bit, and he just kind of resorted back to, like, just flailing a little bit. And, like it's really hard not to go back to instincts when it comes to a fight. It's really, really hard. You can train for like years, and then the second you get into a fight, it all goes out the window. And in fact, that's what happens with a lot of people. People talk about that all the time. Luckily for me, it didn't happen in my first fight, but I still got beat up anyway. So, the best laid plans of mice and men. But overall, like, I think he should have stuck with leading with that jab. I mean, he definitely should have stuck with leading with the jab, right? And I think he should have started changing levels with it, because a lot of the time he was throwing to the body and then coming up to the head. I think he should have went like body, head, and then that right hook, right? He could have went head, body, head, right? He should have been changing up his levels and throwing that jab to try and keep me off balance, because he keeps rushing in right now, and you're going to see he keeps on getting pieced up on the way in, you know? Hence there, right? I started trying to go for the body because I didn't want to keep on hitting him in the head, and I figured I could hit him a little bit harder in the body, and maybe it would, like, you know, maybe it would end what was going on. Because at this point, he and I, we're both drunk, and we both have alcohol gut, I believe is what he called it. We were both kind of like not feeling good, literally all at the same time. We both felt like awful, right at the same time. It was funny. So, you see, what's happening is I'm pulling back, right? And his answer to that could have been to try and go for the body, right? Because my head, right? My head is moving, but you'll notice the center mass, right? It stays relatively in the same place. So another thing that he could have did was he could have came in, crowded me, made me feel like I had to pull, made me feel like I had to kind of enter this spot right here, because this is not the best spot for me to be in. It's safe for me for like a split second, but if I stay here, I'm trapped here. So if he could have trapped me, right, in this position, that would have been really good for him. And he could have either A, attacked my body, or B, he could have closed distance a little bit more and actually gotten my head. Because there really isn't like anywhere for me to go. I can't really go this way because I'm going to run into a punch. I can't go that way because, like, I don't have anything to step with there, you know? I guess I could pivot out if it came down to it, but I'm still kind of stuck, you know? The only place I can really go is further back, but how much further back could I go, right? That's kind of a cheat. It's kind of a corner cut that I'll use against people who are especially taller than me. Like, I use it with Sam a lot. I actually use it to close distance. If you watch me and Sam spar, you'll notice that I use that a lot as kind of a corner cut to close distance. But then in addition to that, I'll use it when somebody is really aggressive, but they're not doing a good job at pushing me back, you know? Greg, he was really aggressive. He was coming in, but he wasn't dislodging me from the position. I was able to stay planted. So I was kind of just working from here. And then when I felt it was safe, I was coming over with a check hook, you know? But I believe this is where the fight ends. Yeah, this is where the fight ends. So that was really good. You know, it felt good when Jet came in and congratulated us. He said that was really good. I'm happy about that. Greg's a really solid guy. I love the hell out of Greg, you know. I think he said he's sticking around a little bit. We're gonna have to chill or something like that after the tank ends, after bitch tank ends. And then if I had to kind of tell him what he should work on here, it would be dynamic jabbing, meaning more than one jab, not just and then throw. It'd have to be like 2 jabs, 3 jabs, change level, go high, low, high, you know, low, high, right? Try to not telegraph that right hand anymore, whether it's a hook, whether it's an overhand, or if it's a straight. Try to hide it behind the jab. And then in addition to that, try to make sure that he keeps his hands up at all times, including when he's throwing punches, right? Because that's part of the reason why he started getting tagged, is because his hands were all over the place. They weren't here, right? You know, and he wasn't, you know, actively defending as well. But, you know, that's a different story. And then in addition to that, I would say get good at faking. Right? Get good at feints. It's actually really easy to get good at utilizing feints. It's just really hard to catch somebody who knows what they look like and knows what they are, you know? It's not that hard to get good at, right? So yeah, I mean, that was a great job on Greg's part. You know, he should be really proud of himself. I'm proud of him. You know, he ended up being okay too. That's always something I'm a little bit worried about, is like, is everybody going to be okay? Is everybody going to be okay? The truth of the matter is humans are tough. Humans are tough. You know, we're resilient, and we aren't made of glass, you know? So like, even though we're learning more and more about CTE and all this other stuff, and it's like a big deal, you know, it's not good. It's definitely not good. That doesn't mean that like one one tussle, one Donnybrook, one barn burner in the lab during Bitch Tank is going to be the downfall of Greg or anything like that, you know? But with that said, we'll go ahead, we'll move on. I'll read a little bit of the chat just to see what is going down. Excuse me. Oh. Oh, man. Do you think Greg has what it takes to be a good fighter? I think everybody has what it takes to be a good fighter, you know? It really just comes down to whether or not you are going to go for it, you know? I do you see that we're getting into hokey pokey territory here. We're getting into spooky woo shit here, but I do believe that there is a warrior caste, if you will. There's certain people that are meant to be certain things, and they're just predisposed to it. You know, bottom line, whether it's like athletic activity, although I think athletic activity does kind of fall within the realm of warrior caste, because what is sports? It's really just a way to defer war, right? It's a way to defer fighting. Instead of, hey, we're gonna fight to the death and whoever wins is gonna get the fucking whatever, right? The grain. It's, why don't we play a game of baseball for it, right? That's basically what sport is supposed to be, right? You know, we'll see who the better jumper is, who the better high jumper, who the faster one is, all this stuff, right? You know, it's just elements of war that have been like repackaged. But you know, we're getting a little bit spooky woo here, not trying to get too deep into it. But like, you know, there's some people who are just like predestined to be certain things. It doesn't mean you're going to be the best ever. It just means that you're predestined to kind of go down that path, right? I do think that's what it was for me with combat sports. You know, I think I've always had a mind for it. I've never really 1,000,000% felt right doing anything else. I've never gotten sick of it in 10 to 15 years of doing it. I've never gotten sick of it. It's always on my mind, etc., etc. I really think it's what I was destined to be. Even if I'm not gonna be like, oh, UFC champ or anything like that. Being in the gym, being around fighters, sparring, training other people, all this stuff, taking people to competitions, competing myself, whatever, right? It's what I was meant to do, bottom line, right? You know, I don't know if Greg is that, right? I don't know that much about his interests and, like, you know, what he is predisposed to and what he likes and doesn't like, and, you know, how he feels about things. I don't know enough about him on that front to make that determination. But the bottom line is, I think everybody has the capacity to defend themselves, and everybody has the capacity to be a good fighter. It doesn't mean that you were born to do it, though. You know, I hope that makes sense. You asked me a question that was like A to B, but I went like A to everywhere else, you know, and then I finally answered your question, you know. I think Greg's the type of guy to be a lover and a fighter. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Greg's entire fighting career has been on fish tank. Anyone goofing on him is crazy. He hits like a tank. He just needs someone to hone that shit. Yeah, and he's got somebody to hone that shit. He's doing his thing with a trainer now, which is really cool. I'm really happy to hear that. Floda says, I want Scott to be my sensei. Hey man, I'm around, dude. I'm fucking around, kid. How do you end up on the PKA podcast? Through Fish Tank. After season 2, I was like, I put out a tweet. I was like, hey, if you want to see me not interact, but collab with anybody, if you want to see me make appearances on podcasts or anything like that, like, tell me who. And somebody tagged Taylor, and he was like, oh yeah, totally, let's get you on. And yeah, I was on like 5-6 months ago. You know, and then I stayed in touch with Taylor. You know, he got me into AOE again. And what was I gonna say? You know, like recently he was like, "Yo, we want you on the podcast again." So that was really cool. You know. Excuse me. Alan Powell, the real AP, says, "Have you ever broken a rib? Rib injuries are interesting to me because unless it's going to puncture a lung, they tell you tough luck and just to ride out the pain." Yeah, because like, how are you gonna put a cast over the middle of your body? You know. The only like you'll have full body casts and stuff like that, but if you just broke one rib, it's like what are they gonna do? Put a cast from up here down to like your not even your waist. It would have to go beyond your waist because you could bend over with your waist, right? Like actually no, I don't know. Maybe it could just go to your waist. Like yeah, it sucks. Rib injuries are probably the worst to have because it hurts to do everything. Breathe, laugh, eat, fucking cough, sneeze, etc., etc. It's just pain, you know. I've never had a rib injury though, you know. Lucky for me. Good for me. Good for me, you know. Um, Lexi DW, I broke a rib once from coughing too hard. Jeez, what are you made of fucking like paper? That's pretty insane. All right. We'll go ahead. We'll check in on the tank real quick. We're going to check in on the tank for like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. Because let's be honest here. There really isn't a million and one things going on right now. It's like, this is exactly how I left it. Hold on. Looking at it right now. Again, this is exactly how I left it. There we go. Like, Bazinga. Oh, wow. Like this is I'll turn it down just a little bit. This is exactly how I left it earlier in the day. This is how it's been all day. Is all these guys chilling, and then here's Haley. So it's like. Yeah. Haley's got a really nice singing voice. So does Claire. Oh boy. Hold on. Test. Just test. Yeah, like. Oh, shit.
I was using it to kill Haley.
Drill something in your head or battery acid.
Guys, the cameras go. Guys, the cameras go down so often.
Claire in heels is weird. Yeah, it's really weird how she's like all, you know.
Yeah, I missed her really bad, so I brought it back.
She's only wearing those.
Hi, I'm high.
Hi, I'm high.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, like, not a whole lot going on.
Why'd they cover up the windows? Why no more windows? Huh?
Yeah. I like Claire's singing voice though, and I like Haley's singing voice. I think they're both nice, you know. Especially Haley's. Haley has like a really nice singing voice. I appreciate that. I've always wanted to be able to sing myself. In fact, I was drunk. Last time I was in the tank, I was drunk. And I actually sang a little bit, and somebody picked up on it, and I was a little bit embarrassed. What was I gonna say? I've always wanted to be able to sing, you know. So it's nice to see that kind of thing, you know. Claire 100p to Claire 100p a chosen person. Oh, 100%. Yes, indeed. Any word on Dave coming back for season 3? I'm not sure. They don't tell me things. They tell me what they want me to do the day I show up, and I do that. You know, I'm not like big on behind the scenes or anything like that. You know, you want movement in the ribs to actually heal because the bone needs to expand and move in order to heal properly. I currently have 3 fractured ribs, 4, 7, and 8. Jeez, dude, how'd you do that? That's crazy. Oh, excuse me. Hope you're all right, man. You know. Hope it doesn't hurt that bad. That sucks. Haley's pink bag is probably the MVP of the season, the center of all the bitch tank problems. Exactly, and that's like, I'm gonna revisit real quick, and then I'm gonna fuck off with this topic. Like, that's another part of it is like a lot of the time it's her stuff getting fucked with in one way or another. You know. Snoopy, Vanyaki. Somebody asked to see my dog earlier. He's laying down and he's looking at me like, I ain't fucking moving, dude. I ain't fucking moving. Fuck you, guy. He's looking at me like that right now. I don't wanna bother him, you know. All right.
That's low. And also that was because I was not getting any attention, so.
I was funny.
Yeah.
Not getting any attention. What's she talking about when she wanted to, like, leave? Or was it when she was threatening to self not alive? I fell off a 50-foot ladder yesterday. Dude, y'all are fragile as... I fell off a 50-foot ladder yesterday, kid. You guys are fucking fragile as fuck, dude. Hell yeah. Return of the King Dave. It would be nice to see Dave come back. You know? Jet, Ben, and Chip painting is kind of crazy content. Really? They're painting? Oh shit, they are painting. Yeah, they're getting ready for I was wondering what they were gonna do regarding that, you know? Fucking were they going to wait a second, is A down? Oh. Yeah, I was wondering how they were going to do that. I wasn't sure if they were going to leave it up or not, but, like, it makes sense that they would want to paint it. You know, it's not a bad idea. You're supposed to stand on ladders, not fall off them. On a bunch of rebar. Are those RDX gloves any good? I'm looking for a new pair. Do you have any recommendations? Yeah, I would highly recommend RDX. It's really good quality for the money that you're spending. I have not had a pair. I've had like 4 or so pairs by now. I haven't had a single pair that is ripped or broken or anything like that. I bought a pair of Hayabusas before I went RDX, and they started ripping within like a month or 2 of me using them. And not using them heavily. It was like once every other day for like an hour. I'd hit the bag, or I'd hit pads, or I'd do whatever, right? So, you know, that was a pain in the ass. I hated that. That was $60 just to have them, like, start fucking up immediately. I don't even remember what I did with those things. I have no clue where those things are, now that I'm thinking of it. Huh. That's weird. But anyway, I have had to replace the gloves not because they break, but because they start smelling, and I cannot do anything about the smell. And it gets to be so ridiculous that I'm just like, yo, I'll just get a new pair, you know? And that should tell you something. That should tell you something about them. Yeah, so, you know, RDX I would highly recommend. Although the pair of gloves that I had, that apparently got tossed in the fucking dumpster today, apparently they had this weird thing in them. It was like a square piece of rubber that, like, it came loose from whatever it was attached to, and it was like really uncomfortable in the glove. I had to cut open the fabric and pull the thing out. So, like, if you were to get RDX, that was the cheapest pair that I've seen them have. It was like, I think, $35. Probably don't go with the $35 one. Go with the $45 to $50 one. You know, the $50 pair, you know. Alan Powell says, thanks, yup, I'm good. Coughing and sneezing have been a challenge. Out of all the bones I've broken, the ribs have been the most limiting. Broke them doing 30 miles an hour on an electric skateboard. Lost power. Damn, that sucks. That fucking sucks, bro. I'm glad you're alright, man. You know? Is Bitch Tank ending this week? Yes. I believe it ends Friday. They said final experiment tomorrow. I don't know if that means it's the finale tomorrow, or if it means, like, there's an experiment tomorrow, but then the finale on Friday. I don't know which, you know? You know, so there's that. I totaled my 2012 Chevy Colorado. Any truck recommendations? No. I don't know anything about cars. Also, I know you were joking because you called it a Colorado. Or is there a Chevy Colorado? I don't know. Is there? Beats me. Alright. Hold on, whose shoe is that? Whose shoes?
Honestly, I advise. think that's bad advice.
I think that's bad advice.
Got a Saturday get to meet Jimmy, even if he's not a Haley. I don't want to shake his hand. He's crazy. Boy's crazy. Got a Saturday get to meet Jimmy, even if he's not a Haley. I don't want to
You guys
shake
hear
his
that?
hand. He's crazy. Boy's crazy.
Is it like repeating back to her? You can hear that, right? You guys can hear that. Yeah, you can hear it. You guys can hear that, right? Haley winning, Claire getting a consolation prize, and Shoddy getting nothing would be the best outcome. Nah, I mean, you know, Claire lost. That's just the way it is. I don't think she deserves a consolation
Yeah, I'm
prize.
sorry I lied about that. All these other girls have boyfriends too, and
You know,
I didn't think
hold on a
that
second.
some-
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Come on, tell you
couple
guys.
got-
What is going on here? Did I have it pulled up somewhere else, too?
I'm sure you're giving him a hard time. I didn't think I'd get any support.
Flags, and I was like, yeah. And he was like,
I didn't
really?
write
The lie
anything,
was too
so-
much to keep up.
That's weird.
Getting too much.
Destroy what room?
They said tag it with stickers.
Alright, hold on.
Have markers.
Bang. Alright, we're gonna try this again.
Like, are we doing tagging too? It's like, just whatever.
Well, don't listen to shit because
I know, he's-
Dude, they were like centimeter stickers. I don't know how the fuck they were gonna like do anything.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say?
I think we were supposed to make like a shape or something.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, you know, fucking overall, like, you know, I think Shoddy, if there was going to be a consolation prize, I think Shoddy would deserve it. You know, she made it to the final two, and like as much as I am not her biggest fan, she made it into the final two via hustling. She tried hard. She tried real hard to make it into the final two with that Rose Drive challenge. And that was really good for her, you know, like good for her for dogging it out. You know, she's a dog bitch. All right, she is definitely a dog bitch, ladies and gentlemen. She dogged that shit out, and you know, because of that, she deserves it. Bottom line, you know, Claire didn't deserve it. She rested on her laurels. She shoved a bunch of roses in her fucking underwear and taped them up, and she was like, "All right, hey, we're all good. We're all good here." You know. There's a bug on the site that does that. Refresh. You see, I didn't know. I had no idea. Haley lost as well at Black Ops 2, but for some reason production allowed her to stay. Well, yeah, because you know, like if two people left at the same time, it would have been a lot more empty than it needed to be. You know.
Do you have your tonsils?
So you know, there's that.
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I still have my wisdom teeth.
They should have just let Kato leave and Haley's elimination still stand. Nah, I don't think so.
Didn't you say you got hers? Like,
Shoddy should get a basket of fruit and vegetables sent on her way. Oh man, that'd be funny as hell. Claire had a chance to team with Shoddy to steal roses, but was just chilling. Exactly, you know.
I can get bone picked.
Letty lost. She's still here. Nah, I think Letty's gone. I'm pretty sure Letty's like gone. You know, that just is what it is. You know.
No, I lied actually. I got my wisdom teeth out a long time.
Sorry, I'm just checking something.
I had to get a
Checking something real fucking quick, kid. Real fucking quick, dude. You know.
for it to actually anchor. Oh, show face. How I need again.
I had to get braces because apparently I have like a long jaw. So if I didn't get braces, after a while it would have gotten to the point where they'd have to like take an inch out of the bone,
Yeah.
bring it back, and then nail it together.
Oh, what the
And I was like, fuck that, I'll put braces on, sure.
Yeah.
I had braces for a long time.
I had a really bad underbite.
I probably need braces because I have an overbite.
I always, is it a bad underbite? Turn to the side. That's normal.
I just have a
I
cross
didn't know.
bite, but
I thought your teeth were supposed to come on top of each other for my entire
Alright, there we go.
And then my dentist was like, no, they're not.
Haley would have been eliminated if Zoe stayed because they need bitches in the tank. I don't know. Was that the thing? Like,
I like my smile.
I don't watch a ton of this all the time, right? I watched after that weekend where I did Grape Escape, I tackled Script, and then me and Haley did the bathroom joke, right? And that's because like that was a big weekend where I was involved in a lot of stuff, and I was curious what the fallout of that would be. But now we're so far removed from that, and there's different arcs going on, and it's like, all right, well, you know, I have other things that I have to spend my time on. If I'm not going to be there, or if there isn't something that's like hugely compelling to me to make me want to watch, like I'll check in a couple times a day. I'll jump in the chat and be like, "Hey, what's up? What I miss, guys?" You know. But other than that, I'm like, I'm not typically just watching this. You know, like this is the first time I've sat down and legitimately watched this for real all night. You know, all day and night, I guess. You know. What was I gonna say? You know, so there's that. There's that. Dude, I lost my train of thought like a fucking idiot. Oh yeah. I was trying to say, like, I saw the Zoe thing. I was messing around a little bit. I sent a couple of TTSs. But then other than that, you know, other than that, you know, fucking other than that, I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on. Zoe was there. I clicked off. I went to teach classes. I came back and she was gone. So, you know. What happened with her? Did she leave on her own, or were they just like, sorry, you're out of here? I'm like, fill me in, actually. Fill me in, you know? That double leg was nice, though. Yeah, dude. Kato's stepdad does MMA, and her brother does MMA as well. And she told me that, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then she fucking shoots in for that. She shoots in for the takedown, and she actually turned the fucking corner on that double leg. And I was like thoroughly impressed by that. I was like, oh shit, she knows what she's doing. And then I ended up in the mount position. I was on top of her, and she bumped her hips, which, like, again, that's another, like, that's exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation. There's a little bit more that she should have done, a little bit more that she could have done, but, like, just the fact that she knew to do that is like, wow, that's really cool. Good for you, you know? She didn't have her meds is what she said, but they were all mogging her. Oh, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, I'll bet that's what it is. Is Zoe the black-haired chick with the bangs? No, that was Kato. Kato was the black-haired chick with the bangs. Zoe was the redhead chick who kind of looked like me. We'll check in on the cell. See what she's up to, you know.
Stars lit up like candlelights. I made my wish, but mostly I believe.
The Australian girl? No, that was Leah. That was Leah, is who that was. Makes no sense to go to a stream house for an unexpected amount of time and not bring meds. Yeah, exactly. No, that was just a cop-out on her part, is what it was. That was a cop-out on her part. You know, she probably got sick of being there like 20 minutes in. And, she probably got sick of being there like 20 minutes in, you know? And, she was like, all right, I'll say, hey, I guess I'll just get on out of here. We're going to go ahead. All right. Okay. All right. So, according to a YouTube video I saw earlier today, this is a cult. Apparently, this is a cult. It's called Twin Flames Universe. Fucking Twin Flames Universe, I guess. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at it. So, illuminating the path home to eternal love. All right, so Twin Flames, Daniel and Christina, students of Twin Flame Ascension School. Of course, it's always got to be some weird Ascension stuff. We will help you manifest harmonious twin flame union. Your twin flame is your ultimate lover and eternal spiritual complement. Your perfect person. Fucking I don't know why. I'm not like a grammar dickhead, but like this right here bothers me. Like this, I'm pretty sure this should have been a semicolon. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that should have been a semicolon. And because of that, I almost read this thing like weird, you know. I do like the flow of like, you know, it's pleasing when the flow of what you're reading is nice, you know. But we'll start over. Your twin flame is your ultimate lover and eternal spiritual complement, your perfect person. Like two quantum entangled particles, you and your twin flame are one in eternity and are destined to be together in love forever, no matter the current circumstances. Everyone has a twin flame. The desire for our one true love is intrinsic to our innermost being. It is our very nature. You can have harmonious twin flame union if you choose to take the spiritual journey all the way to your natural destination of eternal love. I already took my journey, ladies and gentlemen. It was called Fish Tank Live, and I met my twin flame, Haley. My twin Haley is where I did. Quick. Click below to take the twin flame test and see if you're ready for your twin flame spiritual journey. Click to take the twin flame test. We're gonna go ahead. We'll take another look, right? We'll take another look, but you know, we'll take another look at that. I'm just curious about some of this stuff. Let's look at some of these people. Huh. All these randos. See this one? That's a beautiful couple right there. That's a fucking beautiful couple. Fantastic. I love this. I love them. It's funny because I guess this is actually, to my understanding, what I heard about them, they actually have so many women that they don't have enough men. So like you'll see a lot of situations where like this one, like pretty sure that's a chick right there. There was another one where it's like yep, right here. Right here. Yep. A lot of it just ends up being like lesbian shit, you know. You fucking dickhead. Hold on one sec. Oh, you got him. All right, thank you, baby. All right, let's go ahead and take the twin flame test. All right. Welcome to your twin flame test. Are you ready to fall in love for the last time? Let's find out. The twin flame test will help you determine if you're in the right place to embark on the spiritual journey to harmonious twin flame union and beyond to live. You see, like there's the fucking, there's something about the grammar. This is like a run-on sentence and then some. I feel like there's a fucking run-on sentence and it bothers me. Like I said, I'm not even a grammar dickhead. It's just like annoying seeing that shit. The twin flame test will help you determine if you're in the right place to embark on the spiritual journey to harmonious twin flame union and beyond to live the life of your dreams. Click to get started. I don't think that was a run-on. It might have been. It might have not been. Bottom line, it was just like a tedious sentence to read, you know? All right, let's start the test. How important is commitment in having a healthy relationship? I'm going to say 10, all right? We'll go ahead. We'll play this one straight. Ideally, marriage should be forever. Ideally, yes. Would you feel completely satisfied being married to someone who did not align with all of your core values? Yeah, well, I mean, completely. You see, and this is where verbiage gets in the way. This is where fucking verbiage gets in the way, where it's like, well, I mean, nobody's ever completely satisfied, if we're being honest here. There's always issues in relationships and shit like that have people like, you know? So it's like, that's kind of a loaded sentence, a loaded question in the first place. Would you feel completely satisfied being married to someone who did not align with all of your core values? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take out the word completely, all right? And we're just going to read it as, would you feel satisfied? And I'll say yes. Do you feel romantic love is something you're entitled to have without needing to put any effort into the process? No, that is, and that's a problem that a lot of people have today, is they think love is something that you, like, you should be able to get love in the way you would, like, pick fucking food out of a dumpster, you know? That's not the case. So many people, especially women, but it's people in general, like, they're just the types of people who they think that, they should be loved just for them, and it's like, no. Nobody has to love you for you, and truth be told, you're probably not that good of a person. I don't think I'm some kind of like really great person myself either. Like one of the life-changing epiphanies, one of the life-changing moments I had was when I realized that like, yo, I'm actually not a good person. I'm not like, am I saying I'm like evil? No, I'm not. I don't think I'm evil or anything like that, but I'm most certainly not a good person. And I think that's part of the issue is that a lot of people think that they're good people when there is no such thing as a good person. It's antithetical to what God and Jesus had to say in the first place, right? That is like one of the cornerstones of Christianity is we as humans have to understand that we are imperfect. And those imperfections aren't cutesy little quirky things that actually make us beautiful. No, like it's bad shit. It's really bad fucking shit. And it makes us hard to be around. It makes us hard to fucking be around, you know? And that's why I'm so quiet about other people when it comes to like things that piss me off personally. I'm typically never the person who's gonna like start like bad mouthing somebody. It's one thing, it's like a reality show, but like there's things I could say about tons of people all the time that I don't because it's like, hey, I'm not perfect, you know. Just like I'm upset about something this guy just did or said. I'm sure there's something that I did or said within the last 20 to 30 minutes that they're probably like at, you know. So it's like, why am I going to get all up in arms because of them? That's like ridiculous, you know? Anyway, moving on. On a scale of 1 to 10, how valuable is having healthy romance in your life? That's a toughie. I'm gonna say 6. I'm gonna say 6. I love my wife. I wouldn't want to be without her, but if something happened, if she was like, I don't love you anymore, I'm leaving you, you know, God forbid something even worse happened. I like before I met my wife, I wasn't dating. I was like I spent 2 years without having like even looked at a girl with romantic interest, you know. I just got horny and decided I would use an opportunity to download Tinder and I didn't delete it. Oops. You know, like that's just the way that it happened. And of course, I met my wife through that. You know? But anyway, my partner does something. If my partner does something I find upsetting, my best course of action is to make sure I do something at least equally upsetting for them in return so they know exactly how they made me feel and they won't do it again. That's the way my mother used to do things. She used to, oh, you made me upset, I'm going to fuck with you. You know, what a fucking bitch. Make an effort to resolve the conflict with patience because I know that adding more upset to the relationship will not result in favorable outcomes. That is quite literally how I try to handle things. So, I am willing to learn, grow, and change in order to achieve better results than I am currently getting. Yes. If things start turning stale or sour in my relationship, I should leave the relationship and find a new one that isn't as boring. Blame my partner because I'm wonderful, and that's not my fault. It's not my fault that our relationship turned stale or sour. Question everything about myself and blame myself until I learn how to do it right. Love the situation until it resolves into clarity. Accept the relationship as it is because I should be grateful to have a relationship. You see, these are all bullshit things. These are all bullshit things. Where is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Where is option number 6 where you talk to your partner and you say, hey, like, I don't know, I feel like we just need some excitement. Where's option number 6? Like, what the fuck kind of answers are these? You know, that's insane. I guess this. Because that's the closest thing to talking to your partner about it. I guess. I don't know. That's stupid, bro. That's fucking weird. Anyway, how important is it that your partner puts effort into the relationship? 10. 1,000,000%. How important is equality in relationships? 1. Now, here's the thing, right? My wife and I are not equal insofar as our ability to do certain things. But with that said, I would never disrespect my wife on the grounds of like, you're just a fucking girl. Shut up. What are you trying to do? Open that fucking jar. Like, I'll do that as I'll do that as a joke. She's looking at me right now, like, you know. But like, overall, like, there's times where I do have, like, I will be like, baby, like, I'm a man. It's all right. I can take care of this myself. I don't need help, you know? Um, like it's just the reality of relationships. So like the idea that like equality between a man and a woman is like achievable, it's just not, you know. Even if you sit here and you're like equality, 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 here, I'm gonna hold this door for you and then you hold that door for me, we're gonna go 50-50 on our stuff, and we're gonna do this and that and the other thing. It's like there's always going to be some kind of thing where it's like, you know, she's going to get upset and she's going to start being rude to me. And then when I'm rude back, she's going to be like, you can't do that. I'm a girl, you know? And that's like, it's so fucking annoying. So it's like, no, like there is no equality in relationships in the first place. So I wouldn't say it's important, bottom line. Should both partners put equal effort into the relationship? Yes, 100%. How much effort should each person put into the relationship? My significant other should put in more effort in order to appreciate me. Nope. I should put more effort. No. Both partners should put equal amounts of effort. Neither party should be concerned very much with investing into the relationship. If it happens, it happens. Yeah. No. All right. Obvious. How much do you feel it's worth to invest in your romantic relationship? Everything you have and all of what you are, so long as it does not deteriorate who you are. Everything you have and all of what you are, even if it deteriorates who you are, as much as you can spare, but there are more important things in life than love. Little to nothing. Love should just happen for me, and if it doesn't, then it is not meant to be. I'm going to say A. You know, like, I actually do believe there are more important things in life than love, but also, like, if you're going to be in a relationship, like, you take an oath to put that person first above any and all else other than God, right? Even yourself. Like, you know, and that's what I try to make sure I'm doing with my wife at all times, you know? But also, like, you have needs too, and if it's deteriorating who you are, as this says, it's probably not a good relationship to be in, you know, bottom line. Yeah, boring cult. I agree so far, Nick. I agree so far. How responsible are you for getting results in your romantic life? It's all right. We're over 2/3. We're a little bit over 2/3 of the way through. How responsible are you for getting results in your romantic life? Not at all responsible. These things happen naturally, and if they don't, it's because it's not right for me. Something else will determine my success. It's not up to me at all. Somewhat responsible. Most things are out of my control, but I can do a bit, and that can help my chances for getting good results in my romantic life. Significantly responsible. I can put effort in and get results, but there are some things that are just out of my control. Completely responsible. I understand that my reality is my responsibility, and if I desire to experience something different, I should put forth the effort to create the change I desire. I'm going to go with this one, right? And this made me think of the whole friend zone argument, right? I want to say like 10 years ago, you had neckbeards on the internet who were like, oh, friend zoned again. Like, it became an ironic meme after a while, right? Guys doing the nice guy finish last thing. And there was a backlash to that where you had a lot of these like stupid bitches who were like, oh, you see, you're just one of those quote unquote nice guys who's really a creep, right? Neither of those things are good. Neither of those things are okay. If a girl tells you that she thinks of you more as a friend, it's time to cut her off. Not because you're upset, but because you have feelings for her and she doesn't have feelings for you. There's always going to be that tension, and it's always going to be one-sided, and it's going to make her feel weird, and it's going to make you feel weird, and that's not a good relationship to be in. There's baggage there, and you shouldn't be carrying baggage, you know? But also, like, you shouldn't be a fucking creep either. You shouldn't be like, I'm a nice guy, tee-hee, do you want to have sex with me? You don't? Well, the women, nice guys finish last. Women suck, right? You shouldn't be either of those, right? And like that, this is the shit. This is like the neckbeards who are the nice guys that are like dickheads, you know? And this is the stupid bitches who, like, they only go after dudes that are like considered to be like tippity top high value for their hometown. And you know, whenever there's a guy who like they mistreat and he's like, yo, what the fuck, stop treating me like shit, they're like, oh, you just wanted to fuck me? Is that it? You just wanted to fuck me? That's it? I thought you were a nice guy, but I guess not. I guess you're just one of those fake nice guys. Like that's the type of shit, you know? The fact of the matter is, like, you are mostly responsible for your dating life, but also sometimes somebody's just not going to like you back. That's just the way it is, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just like, oh well, you know? It is what it is. So, like, I can feel bad for a guy who got friend zoned, and I can be like, yo, dude, just get out of there, man. I get it, you know? I don't feel like I have to be, like, harsh to people. That's one of the things about the manosphere that I've never liked. Even back when I was doing the manosphere shit, there was a harshness that people would act with, and it's like, dude, like, that guy just got his heart broken by his wife. He walked in on her cheating on him. And you're sitting here like, oh, you see, you just weren't alpha enough, bro. It's like, that's so fucked up, you pussy. It's pussy shit. Pussy bitch shit, being on the internet talking to people like that, you know? It bothers me the way people talk in those spaces. I almost said spheres and spaces at the same time. But also, like, it is true that, like, a lot of it does come down to you and what you're doing and how you're dealing with things, you know? Bottom line. What would you do if your significant other did not want to change their stance on something? Move on, it means they're not made for me. Try to talk things out with them and make them understand my point of view. Take a moment to check if I'm triggered by their response and take responsibility for feeling better. Then I can consider my course of action. I'd try and talk things out with them and make them understand my point of view. And it doesn't mean they have to understand I want them to understand my point of view. It doesn't mean they have to agree with it, right? There are deal breakers. There are definitely deal breakers. Like, I dated this chick who she was like a college liberal. She was also from North Carolina, actually. That's kind of how I was able to slide in with Haley, is because, like, I had experience with a girl from North Carolina. So, like, I kind of knew that I could talk about, oh yeah, I dated a girl from Durham, and oh man, your accent's so pretty, right? Like, that's kind of how I approached her, right? We're good. Just in case. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to use the bathroom. I just wanted to do that just in case. I had a conversation with her. She was, like, fresh out of college. She was reading, like, White Fragility on her own time. She's a college graduate. She's got an intern at a fucking art school. She's living in the north end of Boston. And she's fucking, like, she's got like books about how white people are bad. And she's like reading these books, and it's just like she's reading these, like, I'm thinking to myself, she's reading this. I'm a white dude. What the fuck is she doing? What is her problem? She's gonna read this shit and then hate me for it, even though we're fucking. What is going on with her? And I tried to have a conversation with her about it. I tried to have a couple conversations with her about it. And there was a couple of things she said. One of the things I told her is that these, like, black nationalist types, like, they say it outright, like, straight up, like, they want to enslave us. They want to rape white women. And they want to kill white men. They say this stuff. And I told her that. I was like, they literally would want to enslave you and make you their sex slave. And she was like, I never thought about that before. Not like, oh, like, what you're saying is making me rethink. She's literally like, I've never thought about the potential of being a sex slave before. As if she was like, that doesn't sound that bad. It actually sounds kind of nice. Like, that's the way she said it. And, like, that combined with when I told her about Pol Pot, she hit me with the that wasn't real communism thing. I was just like, wow. I literally right then and there was like, I think we need to end this. And she was like, oh. And then we went our separate ways. It was like really fucking weird. It was really fucking weird, dude. I think Tariq Nasheed wrote that one. Dude, it wasn't just the white fragility one. No, he did the buck breaking one. He did the buck breaking documentary is what he did. Anyway, but yeah, like, I do. Sam is big on the just be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever you say, baby, let's go get fucking tacos, right? He's big on the just distract them with Disney shit, right? And that's a winning strategy. That's a winning strategy. However, me, I'm a little bit too autistic for that. And then in addition to that, she took it to a level that was just like, nah, I could not do that. I could not do it. I do think there is a certain spot where it's like, I don't know, maybe you should just talk it out with them. Don't like incessantly try to like rant to them like I never do. I never incessantly rant to you, baby. Yeah, that never happens. You know that never happens. She said no, it never happens. Yeah. If anything, you rant at me. That's what happens with you. You do that to me. I have to be like, baby, shut up. I'm streaming. That's what happens. Yeah, all the time. All the time. You see, she said it. Yeah, I'm not saying like incessantly rant at people though. I'm just saying like I think there's a middle ground here, you know? How valuable is it to have professional tools and support to help you on the twin flame journey? Not that valuable. I will get to my destination eventually. Somewhat valuable. You know what? I'm going to say very valuable because if this is something that's free, I'll go ahead and we'll go down the rabbit hole and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this shit, you know? How important is it to be able to continue to deepen your relationship with your significant other indefinitely? I'll go ahead and I'll say 10. I mean, I believe that. You know, you always want to deepen your relationship with your loved ones. How important is romance and intimacy in a relationship? I'm going to be honest with you. I would want to say 10, but I'd really say it's more of an 8 because, like, a relationship is more than just, like, fucking, you know? A relationship is being there for the person, you know, upholding your end of the bargain while also trying your best to make their life easier. You know, you should both be trying to make each other's lives easier. That's the way that's the way that a relationship is supposed to work, you know? And like, I'm not saying that sex doesn't matter, but like when it comes down to it, everybody tends to get bored of everybody physically after a while. It's just the way that it is. It doesn't mean you never have sex. Doesn't I learned a new term recently. It was called a dead bedroom or something like that. It doesn't mean you have a dead bedroom. It's just that like you're not gonna fuck 2-3 times a day like when you first got together anymore. It's been 4 years. You guys aren't gonna be fucking 2 to 3 times a day, you know? With that said, how valuable is communication and connection in a relationship? 10, like 1,000,000%. Are you willing to learn, grow, and change in order to attract forever love into your life? Yeah, sure. Oh boy, where should we send your results? All right, un momento, por favor. Which email do I want? Which email do I want to use? Hold on. I gotta decide which email address I would like to use here. I have like a couple of them, and one of them's like a spam address that I literally forget about every time I go to use it, you know. All right. So we got a fucking CAPTCHA. I don't know if they classify buses and trucks as cars. I'm gonna go ahead. All right, I guess that's that. All right. So, congratulations on completing the twin flame test. Check your inbox for the results, which should be arriving shortly. I don't believe I have it up on this computer. I believe I only have it up on yes, okay. This shit better not fucking I'm gonna forward this to my email address. Actually, you know what? I don't think we need to see it. Okay. I'm gonna read you what it says. Your twin flame test results have arrived. Your twin flame test results and next steps on your journey are here. Let's find out how you did and whether you're ready to embark on the spiritual journey to harmonious union and the life of your dreams. You scored an 80 to 100%. So it couldn't tell me it couldn't tell me what exactly I scored. It just said I scored between 80 and 100%. It's literally 80-100% sign. Congratulations. Receiving these results means that you are ready to take the spiritual journey to attaining harmonious twin flame union. The twin flame journey is a journey of self-love, discovery, and healing. You're ready to go a different route to get different results than most people in society today are getting. You're someone who desires true eternal love, and we will show you the way to get it. There's a few more paragraphs we'll read through. As you've learned, the twin flame journey can be full of pitfalls, challenges, and obstacles designed for your growth that can trip up anyone, no matter how spiritually advanced you may be. You can often feel lost, alone, confused, frustrated, going in constant circles if you don't know the way or have the proper guidance. But with the correct guidance, you can find yourself making rapid progress and getting transcendental results in attracting your twin flame and being with them forever. Jeff and Shalia founded the teachings of union, which offer the complete path to healing separation permanently and attaining harmonious twin flame union. They pioneered the path to harmonious union and created the body of work that has changed the lives of countless students. Their work is designed to show you how to master the challenges of the twin flame spiritual journey and soar above them into your own harmonious union and your heaven on earth. This is annoying. They're saying a lot of nothing right now. So many have attained harmonious twin flame union by following the process of healing, by sincerely applying Jeff and Shalia's work and allowing it to guide you on your journey. You too will have this success and much more. Based on your results, the next step we recommend to begin your journey is to sign up for the free 8-lesson twin flame introductory course. In this free course, you'll get to read Shalia's story on how she attained harmonious twin flame union and learn everything. All right, whatever, fucking. I don't know. Maybe we'll check that out some other time. Maybe we'll check that out later. You know, we'll check that out later. I'm gonna go back real quick. Let's check out what's going on in the fish tank.
This whole system's rigged, and we all know the regular.
What the hell is going on? Where is? Oh, that's Blicky. There's Haley. They're cleaning up. They're fucking cleaning up.
Push me, and then just touch me, until I get my satisfaction.
This is peak content, ladies and gentlemen. Claire still got the heels on. Still got the heels on. And here's her girlfriend. Here's her stud. I was busy being a wage slave. Can someone give me a rundown on why the tank is drained? I mean, I think they're just getting ready for season 3. Like they're painting over all this stuff, and you know it's because season 3. Oh wow. Huh. That's pretty sick what they're doing with that. Oh, excuse me.
You think I can get an alcohol delivery? One alcohol delivery for bed.
That was a jump scare. Oh, I can't play.
Those two just kind of hanging out. Oh. Here's fucking Claire just chilling.
I can't play with these. This is throwing me off.
Our Jewess. Fun little interlude season, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I had a good time, you know. Is the season 3 house smaller, or is it just the camera angle or lens? Nah, those rooms are decently sized, you know. They're not the biggest you've ever seen. The season 3 house is huge, though. I'll say that much, you know. Ben and Jed are a great team. They really are. Looking. Oh, uh-oh. I want to make sure the chat, that wretched chat, doesn't end up there. What about the yellow deli? What about the yellow deli? Claire completed the challenge and got Boone on her side. Yeah. Yeah, the cleaning means it's over. The cleaning means they're like, fucking A, like, this is ridiculous, you know? There's nothing else going on, so they might as well put them to work, because so far, like, all they've been doing is this. They've just been sitting around all day, doing nothing, you know? It's like, if we're being honest here, it wasn't really that fun to watch today. Like, if we're just being honest about it, you know? I love this project, and I love, you know, like, that's why I liked getting in there, is because when I got in there, I had a really easy time. Not all the time. Not all the time. Actually, there was a lot of things that occurred that weren't directly me, so I can't say that I had an easy time. That's a miss. I misspoke there. But like, when I was in there, a lot of things happened. Whether I created it or if it was something that happened that I ended up being involved in, that I was able to add to in some way, right? You know, and the last day or two has been like really slow, you know. And you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. Another cult worth signing up for with multiple locations. I'll have to check if they have a Massachusetts location. Love the project as well, Scott. One of the few things that gets laughs out of me. Yeah, Fish Tank is great. You know, Fish Tank is great. What's Haley talking shit about?
Honestly, this sounds very immediate. You and the cast and everybody. Everybody's been so sweet.
I am curious what's going on.
I've heard some of the nicest things in my life over CPS and the worst. Yeah. But honestly, meeting the cast and stuff, I'm a huge fan, so getting to meet y'all and finding out how they're so sweet and love to hear it.
Alright, I guess we're going to,
I don't want to go home, and I do want to go home.
Duke's bike. Man, what should I give him? I'll give him a giant novelty check. I don't know if that's a good trade or not. I don't know if that's a good trade or not, you know?
I'm not leaving now.
Look at that hot booty. I want to breed you with 7 children and have you raise them with me on a big ranch in the country.
Oh, man.
Y'all niggas make my ass itch.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, this is, you know, there really isn't like a ton of stuff going on around here, you know? You know, I'm ignoring that guy in the chat specifically because I know it's gonna piss him off. You guys should probably just ignore him too. You know, that's what he's here for, is to try and be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna mess with Scott and he's gonna respond and it's gonna be so funny. I'm gonna lay troll him. I'm gonna lay troll Scott. And it's like, no, actually, you're not. Like, whatever, bro. Go ahead, do your thing. You're not gonna get a real response out of me. You know. Imagine hating someone. Imagine being so bothered by somebody for literally no reason that you have to go into their stream and be like, grr, I'm mad at you. I don't like you. That's like, woof. You know? Damn, bro. Let me on there. I'm willing to scalp myself. If we get an appearance from you, Blicky, and Sex Xavier in season 3, I'll be quite happy. I mean, Jet said to me multiple times, anytime there's anything Fish Tank related, I'm there. You know, so I know things change and you know all this shit. It's whatever, but you know, as of right now, I'm prepped for season 3. You know, there's no reason to believe that I wouldn't be there. You know. All right. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna play a game of AOE, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna skedaddle. We're gonna skedaddle. Of all the people in the world to hate, Scott is a weird as fuck pick. Well, I'll tell you what it is, really. And I shouldn't be talking about this in the first place, but, like, I'm liked by almost everybody in the tank. The people who don't like me are usually, they usually got me wrong, right? Like, that's what happened with Letty, right? Is she doesn't realize that me creeping on all the girls is literally a bit that, like, dates back to season 1. That was something that I went into the basement one day and they were like, yo, you should hit on Sylvia. And like I said, Sam told me I should hit on Letty. You know, and I hit on both of them, but I went with the one who gave more of a response, right? And that's where that came from, right? She doesn't know what went on in the basement because she wasn't production back then. I even hesitate to call myself production, but I'm also not a fish. I was privy to more things that were going on at different times than they were, right? So, like, it's just a situation where there's people who, like, they're just weird, and they're mad about something regarding me. And it's not even that they're mad at me, it's more that they're mad because, like, let's see here. It's supposed to start, oh, we got Mongols. They're like 50-50 with the Italians. I'm starting to learn how to fight all the different civilizations. Bottom line is, people are weird, and when you're not weird, they can tend to get a little bit upset at you for not being weird just like they are, you know? And that's just the way that it is. Yeah, you know, I'll go there and there. Oh, shit, I thought this was Arena for a second. I guess not. I guess not. This is a dictatorship and no free speech here. I protect democracy. USA, USA, USA. Yes, sir, Neon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'd like to see you teach Dunye how to fight. I mean, I'll teach anybody. The issue is I'm not going to be the one to be like, hey, do you want to box? Do you want to do this? You know, like, I know that MMA is a very niche thing and not everybody likes it. And some people think it's weird, right? Some people are like, all right, we get it. You do fucking MMA, dude, whatever. Like, I know that's how some people view it. So I'm not going to sit here and try and force it on other people, even if I do think it's a good thing for them, you know? Because if you ask me, I'll tell you, yeah, one of the best things you can get involved with is MMA. But also gymnasts will say that about gymnastics. What else? You know, baseball players say that about baseball, etc., etc. You know, football players, wrestlers, everyone says that about everything that they're involved in. So, you know, it is what it is. You ever work with any drummers, Scott? Quick hands and good hand-eye coordination and endurance? I don't believe I've worked with any drummers other than Vance, but you know, I think Vance drums recreationally. I don't think Vance is in, like, a band where he's doing a bunch of drumming and stuff like that. I don't know if that's exactly what you mean, you know? Maybe you should set up some events yourself, though. More proactive thing, like a sign-up. I don't think that's the worst idea. But also, like, again, I feel like that would be a weird thing to do, is to, like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna stick a paper on the wall in bedroom, like, 2, you know, and I'm gonna be like, all right, if you wanna learn how to fight, come on over, you know, like, I don't think that's the way, it's gonna, you know, I don't think that's the way it's not gonna turn out the way that, we think it would turn out, or you would think it's gonna turn out, you know, is what I'm trying to say. Lured him, perfect. Perfecto. Alright, now the bottleneck comes. Now the fucking bottleneck comes. Can't defend yourself with gymnastics. Well, yeah, but and that's the thing, is most people don't think of the world in terms of maybe one day I'll have to protect myself. People have that thought, but it's like a fleeting thought that they have for 20 minutes, and then they go to a gas station and they buy, like, a fucking pocket knife or something like that. They order pepper spray off Amazon, or I don't know, maybe they go to that same gas station and get pepper spray, you know? Then they think they're all set. you know, that's the way people look at self-defense. The way I look at self-defense is borderline like a fucking hobby. Like, self-defense is practically my hobby. And that's why I get so in-depth with it, you know? Yeah, there we go. Vance is pretty clean, plays a different genre than what I do. Tech death metal. You're saying you play that? I really liked boxing as being a way to settle beefs in Season 2. Hopefully that returns in Season 3. Yeah, I really hope it returns for Season 3. That'd be sick. Yeah, I won't tell you the... actually, I won't even mention anything then. I won't even mention. If I'm not going to tell you the conversation that we had, I'm not going to... Oh, shit, this is a Gold Rush map. I'm going to have to get down there ASAP. I was saying if, you know, if I'm not going to tell you the conversation we had, I'm not going to talk about it in depth or anything like that, you know? Alright, I guess I have no choice but to go for one. For uno. Okay. Oh, nope. I'm probably going to get blown the fuck out. This dude's already almost 200 ahead of me, and I don't even know how. I have no clue how he's gotten that far ahead of me, you know? You could have had daily presentations for silly single maneuvers, pretend it's not an option, teach everyone a special or cool move. It's fun for the viewers too. Who cares about the fish? Well, that's the thing is, the fish like it, the viewers don't. Like, that's just the way it is, you know? And, it's actually more for the fish than it is the viewers, you know? Like, the fish, you're cooped up in a house without your phone, without any kind of technology for 6 weeks. You're gonna start getting a little bit antsy. You're gonna get a little bit anxious. You need to have something to allow you to get the nerves out. And that's what the boxing, that's what the karate was supposed to be, you know? Season 2 went to hell in a handbasket. I'm not saying Season 2 went bad. It's just there was a lot of things that, you know, obviously didn't go as they were supposed to. And because of that, it, you know, the karate thing got scrapped. A lot of things got scrapped, you know? And by the time I got brought back in, you know, like, I went back in after being gone for 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, like, all right, whatever, fucking... I'm not even going to put the gi on, because I think the karate's played out. I think Sensei Scott is played out, you know? I still remember the poll they did. I didn't go in for 2 weeks, and then they did a poll, and they were like, should the fish do boxing, or is that boring? They literally ran that poll. And it's like, everybody said it was, like, good. And it's like, well, I think they just listened to the wrong people, if anything, you know? In addition to that, like I said, it wasn't for the audience in the first place. So it's like, if you didn't like the boxing, it's like, well, all right, you know, tune back in an hour or two. Nah, I might be able to get this guy. I thought people liked the fighting stuff. They liked the boxing matches. They didn't like the training. Oh. Yeah, they liked the boxing match. They didn't like the training, you know? Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait, shit, no. Go there. I'd rather them stay closer to safety for now, and then once I can get my army up, I'll go ahead and I'll fucking do my thing there. Do 2 more. Alright, let's go. Bada bing. Bada boom. I think the boxing training is good in the context that it usually meant a match was coming, but I feel like over time it has meant that less so. Nah, I mean the boxing I think was something that was I had certain things that I was working towards with the karate training. We were gonna do full sparring, punches, kicks, you know, knees, no elbows. You don't need to be throwing elbows to the head. We were gonna work up to that point. Oh, hey, gee, there you go. We were gonna work up to that point though. Bottom line. Yeah, okay. I think we're good. I was saying we were going to work up to that point. We were also going to do knife defense. I was going to have them go at each other with dummy knives and things like that. Like, if people just settled down and weren't, like, dickheads, and I don't just mean that about, like, the martial arts shit. I meant that about, like, everything, right? Like, there's a lot of things that probably would have, like, been able to come to fruition that would have been good, you know? Alright, I need one of these, and then I need one of these, you know? Like, imagine Jimmy going at fucking, whoever with a knife, right? Imagine, you see, he's gonna be a pussy. He's gonna be a pussy. That's what he's gonna do. Let's see here. Yeah, well. I'm thinking maybe I should just, run back here. He's being a bitch. He's being a bitch. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, I need to build this thing. No, actually, oh, wait. Alright, I'll let him go ahead and take that. This fucking idiot. We will go bang. See, once I build this, I'm gonna need a little bit more. No, actually, I'm all good. So yeah, I'm in pretty decent shape. Once this thing gets built, I gotta get rid of these guys though, is the issue. So I'm gonna go ahead, go there. What's he got up here? I don't know what I'll do. You see, he's being smart about it. He's being smart about it. I don't think he realizes that he's not really gonna do that much with this stuff, you know? Alright, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I should have just created those, but I was trying to ensure that I could hit a couple other spots. I.e., like, building these things and getting to Castle Age, you know? Because once I hit Castle Age, I get Knights, and these guys are not gonna fucking matter even a little bit, you know? I mean, like, look at that. Look at that fucking shit. I don't know what I'll do. Alright, dude's really trying to hit that fucking rush on me. Like a dickhead. Like a dickhead, dude. It worked pretty well, though, I will say, but, like, also, you know, there ain't gonna be too much that he can do. Alright, yeah. So, I need 75 gold. Oof. Yeah, no, I'm not in good shape here, actually. I was supposed to... I thought I was going to be able to get more, but, you know, that didn't work out. Ah, well, what you going to do? Yeah, I might be fucked just because of that. But, I mean, look at the scores, though. Look at the fucking scores here. Right? Again, like, all I had to do is get those guys. The only issue is he may have knocked me off balance in a real way. That's not good, you know? What I also need to do is get a thing up. I'm gonna go ahead here, just cuz. And then... See, I'm in kind of a weird spot. This is the only food production that I have going. You know, I think I genuinely need more food production. I think that's really what I should be focused on right now. Alright. So, alright, let's go. Because then what I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best to make knights, and I'm going to raid him, and that'll knock him off balance in a way that's going to be a lot worse for him, you know? All right, we got one at a time, ladies and gentlemen. One at a time. All right, so I'm gonna go here. There. Fucking A, dude. What am I doing? I'm also going to take an opportunity to build one of these before he does. Once I get like 5 of them, I can go down. But the other thing I have to do too, which he's probably already doing to a degree, is I gotta get a TC down here, you know, which I could do now. Actually, you know what? I need that desperately. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'll send these guys down there to that TC after. Yeah. I kind of want to get the show on the road with these. Once I have these two, I'll go ahead and I'll start fucking around with them. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy, you know. AoE makes me get hella racist really thinking about ethnicities and traits. Why, sir? Race is not real. It's a social construct. Oh, alright. Yeah, this guy should be fucked. Oh, okay, alright. See, that's not good. That's not good right there. And that's kind of what I was worried about, is he has control of the map now, you know? I think scout rushes are also kind of a pussy move, but I don't think they're as bad as castle drops, you know? Like, I can deal with a scout rush more than I can a castle drop, because a scout rush is like, okay, maybe I should have created a little bit of you know, maybe I should have created some military a little bit earlier. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, you got me. I was underprepared. But when it comes to castle drops, it's like, oh, you're literally just taking advantage of the fact that I'm playing a certain way. It's not that you're good at this. It's not that you're actually, like, doing what you should be doing. It's that you know that there's a certain etiquette to the way other people play, where they're like, all right, let's try to, you know, build up an army. And you're not even building your own army up. You're just putting a fucking military building that shoots arrows outside of the wall, you know? And that's kind of my beef with castle rushes, you know? Castle drops, castle rushes, whatever, what have you. No. Alright, let's get him. Alright, so I'm going to run away from this. Alright. Oh, of course. You see, the Mongol, like, this is another thing that's annoying, is, like, these guys are a little bit OP. I have yet to kind of find out how to do something about them, you know? Oh, fuck it. I'll just head there. Yeah, I'm not gonna win this one. It's just not gonna happen, you know? He sent me back a little bit too far, is really what it was. And then, fuck it, we're gonna see what we can do about these guys. Yeah. Should have gotten at least a couple of those guys. Want to see if I can draw them in. Yeah, I'm not going to win this. You see, like, that's what I'm talking about, is, like, they're too fast, and that's kind of my problem with them, and I don't know what I can counter those guys with early game. Like, until I get my Condottiero, I'm basically a sitting duck when it comes to, like, shit like that. And that's what I was afraid of with the Mongols. That's what I was afraid of specifically, was like, oh, is this guy gonna use his what's it called? His archers, his horseback archers, to do this shit. You know, he's just gonna use the hit and run tactics. I feel like I should just quit now, but you see, and that's what I'm talking about. Send them out, they kill a couple of my villagers, literally running back as soon as I turn back. As soon as I turn back, he runs back, and then fucking he's gonna run back to his castle to protect himself. You know, and it's just like a frustrating game to play. You know. You see, it just feels, it's just annoying, you know? What the hell happened? Oh, there we go. Yeah. I don't even feel like continuing with this, because it's just completely and totally pointless, you know? I'll go ahead. Yo, my bad. I hit the wrong one. I hit the intro slide by mistake. I hit the fucking intro slide by mistake. I'm sitting here talking to you guys. Someone was like rage quit, and I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I'm totally cool right now. If anything, that's stupid what the guy's saying. This guy's stupid for that. You're stupid, sir. No, I was like, what the hell are these guys talking about? And then I noticed, like, wait a second, that's not my face in the fucking OBS. That's not my face in Streamlabs. What the hell is going on here? What happened? You know? What was I gonna say? Yeah, but no, I am gonna get out of here though. I was gonna get out of here, but I wasn't gonna be like, all right, I quit. You know? That's not what it was supposed to be, obviously. I just want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. You know, we're gonna stream again, maybe Friday. Probably not though, because if Fish Tank does get out, I'll probably try and hang with some of the people that are still around. You know, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you know, it is what it is. Thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.